Rama Rama Pupode. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, relaxed, and peaceful. Happy always. Now let's continue with chapter 16, Chitrakut, part 1, Bania's Renunciation. Ram Kinkar expressed a wish that Ramdas had a companion to take care of him. Hearing this, Bania, who was then on the platform, coming forward, said, I am also proceeding to Chitrakut. I shall be so happy to keep him company and serve him. Accordingly, side by side, the Bania and Ramdas took seats in the train. The train steamed out of the station. The Bania carried a kambal and a lota. He spread the kambal on the bench and, making Ramdas lie on it, massaged his feet. While doing this service, he opened his mind. Maharaj, I am disgusted with the worldly life. I too would lead the life of a sadhu. I have turned my back on a life full of cares and sorrows. Consider me as your disciple and take me under your protection. Ramji, Ramdas replied, there is nothing wrong with the world. It is your mind that is obsessed. So long as your mind is not intensely longing to tear up the veil of illusion that clouds the truth within you, mere external renunciation is of no avail. It will only be a leap out of the frying pan into the fire. True happiness consists in our right attitude towards life and the world. Now, right attitude depends on the right vision. The vision comes through the realization of truth or God. Do not be deceived. You cannot have liberation and peace by simply turning your back upon the world. Know your mind well. Freedom and joy are within you. Conquest of lust, wrath, and greed is the path. Don't cling to Ramdas. He is no guru. He can only show you the path. Effort and struggle are your own. Be, therefore, the disciple of truth. The Bania's mind appeared to have been preoccupied. Ramdas' words did not elicit any reply, nor did he evince any sign that he comprehended them. The night passed. Early next morning, the train reached the Chitrakut station. Alighting, Ramdas and the Bania moved towards the hills of Chitrakut, which lay about 3 miles from the station. On the way, he had again a conversation with the Bania. Are you doing any sadhana, Ramji, for concentration of mind? Ramdas asked. Why not? He returned. I am taking God's name sometimes. Sometimes is no good. Ramdas said, you ought to repeat the name ceaselessly and keep up an unbroken flow of remembrance in your thoughts. So far as that is concerned, I am all right, he cut short. Ramji, leave Ramdas alone. You live your own life, because he wanders alone. Ramdas put in. No, no, he said with vehemence. I am not giving up. The path he walks is beset with pains and dangers. He is fearless and has no dread of death. To follow him would mean for you too so much discomfort and misery, suggested Ramdas. I too am not afraid of anything. I can adapt myself to any life you choose to live. I am determined to cast my lot with you. He spoke with great emphasis. Ramdas had no alternative but to submit. So God willed. Now they reached the banks of the river Mandakini in the heart of the town. They came to a bathing gut where Ramdas took his seat on a low, worn-out table. The fit of Vairagya that seized the Bania was at work. He removed his shirt and, calling a passing barber, squatted down on a stone step. Shave me clean, he instructed the barber. I am taking up sannyas. You mistook me, remonstrated the barber. I am not prepared to bring down on my head the curse of your wife and children by helping you to adopt sannyas. Brother, why do you mind all that? Do as I ask you, the Bania pressed coaxingly. I will give you my shirt and a watch in addition to the usual shaving charges. The barber was firm. His fear of the curses outweighed all other considerations. He refused to yield to the temptation. He got up and was about to leave the spot when the Banya clutched him by the arm and begged, "Shave all the hair on my head and face, except the eyebrows and a small tuft on the head. What do you say? You can have no objection now?" At this, the barber lowered his leather bag of shaving materials and sat down. He agreed to the compromise. In 15 minutes, the Banyan's face and head, except the tuft in the middle of the latter, were cleared of all hair. He gave away to the barber the shirt and watch and also some money. Now he turned to Ramdas, anticipating a look of approbation from him. Ramdas could only be a cheerful spectator of the performance. He had now left with him a greasy old cap which he threw away, 2 dhotis and a small bag containing some money. On his finger was also a gold ring. One of the dhotis he presented to a beggar. All that he now possessed consisted of 1 dhoti, a gold ring, some money and a lota. Bath over, he escorted Ramdas to a neighbouring sweetmeat shop where they had tiffin of puris and milk. Then they sauntered along the bank of river and came to a place called Patakshila, where they saw nearly a dozen sadhus living in a hut close by the river. Resting for some time beneath her tree, they retraced their steps to the town again by noon. The Banya felt hungry. Her recourse again to the sweetmeat shop satisfied the ravenous wolf within. In the afternoon, they went around the famous Kamtanath hill, on which, it is said, Sri Ramachandra made his abode with Sita for 12 years. In the evening, they returned once more to the sweetmeat shop. For the night, Ramdas preferred to settle down beneath a tree, and the Banya slept beside him. The Banya moved with him like his shadow. He was afraid that Ramdas might give him the slip at any moment. On rising next morning from the grassy bed, the Banya felt that something was wrong with him. "We shall go down to Karvi station," he said to Ramdas. "It is only 4 miles from here, and be back by evening." It was not for Ramdas now to question why. His was to submit. After a visit to the fascinating tiffin shop, they started. On the way, when they were walking through a narrow pass of a hillock, Ramdas had to closely follow the Banya. Now, a hissing noise and a low moan emanated from him. Ramdas jumped on one side and faced him. He was shedding tears. "What is the matter?" inquired Ramdas. Wiping away his tears with many a grief-laden hiccup, he said, "I feel so keenly for my wife and children. I ran away from them without their knowledge. They might be remembering me and be in agony over my absence. For myself, I don't mind. It is for them my heart goes out." And he burst into tears. "Ramji, why don't you then return to them?" asked Ramdas. "You see, I have almost burnt my boots." Oh, the barber was right. Now, handling fondly the short pigtail on his head, he continued, "Yes, the prospect is not after all so bad. I may yet go back to them." That's all, folks, for today. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupoda.